They're good enough for second in the Colonial, behind the Virginia Commonwealth team that had a pretty good year. All right, and plus we know George Mason. George Mason already has a name. They were the sweethearts of America a couple seasons ago. So to me, they would make it in. This would be a good enough reason to put a team like George Mason in. I mean, hey, it's a business. You got to factor that in. Who do people want to see? So George Mason would make it under mine, but as an at-large, not an automatic bid. But there's room for them as an at-large. Remember, they were an at-large the first time they made it. A couple of years ago, they were an at-large. They weren't automatic. They didn't sneak in and win the Colonial. They did a good enough job without even winning the conference championship to just get in. And so I think also that Virginia Commonwealth would probably make it as an at-large. And I think they should this year, possibly. 15-3 overall, 24-7 overall, 15-3 in the conference. Not bad. Not too bad. I mean, you have to look at, like I said, 65. That's a lot of slots to fill. Oh, but it doesn't stop there, friends. The Horizon League, the Horizon Conference. Butler takes the tournament championship. Butler in the Horizon League. How'd they do in the regular season? First in their conference, 16-2 in the conference, 29-3 overall. See, another team qualifies under my system, and I think they should. To me, that's really showing that you belong. Absolutely. Ivy League. Cornell wins the Ivy League tournament. Guess what? First place in the conference, 14-0. Against everybody else in the Ivy League. So it's amazing how little my system would actually change up how it goes, but how some guys really disagree with this, and how nobody can see that this would just be a better way to do it, man. Honestly, it really would. It would just be a better way, because then you don't have teams getting in that don't belong, that have no business being there, that haven't proven anything throughout the regular season other than they can get hot late in the year, just for a few game stretch, just to be tossed to the Wolves, be a 16 seed and lose. The MAAC, Siena gets the conference tournament championship, and they tied for first in the conference with Ryder. All right, both 13-5 in the conference. So Siena would make it. I mean, I don't think they're going to do very well, but they would make it. I mean, they've shown that they're better than the majority of the teams in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. They would make it, and they're going to get spanked. They're going to get spanked, but they'll be in there. Drake in the Missouri Valley Conference. Another team that fits into it. Another team that has shown that they deserve to go. I was amazed. I was totally amazed at when I got on here to check this out, at how many of these matched up. Now here's where we get to a team that I have a problem with. In the Northeast Conference, Mount St. Mary's. All right. Mount St. Mary's, fourth in the Northeast Conference, an 11-7 conference record, 18-14 overall. What business do they have in the biggest college tournament that there is? What business do they have? They don't belong. 11-7 in the Northeast Conference? I mean, who can't you beat in the Northeast Conference? To me, it just doesn't make any sense. To me, it doesn't make any sense at all. Robert Morris finishes first in that conference, 16-2 in the conference, might not make it in. All right, but Mount St. Mary's, 11-7 is going to go? I mean, come on, give me a break. You know what? Under my way, if it was my way, Mount St. Mary's would not make it in. Congratulations on winning the Northeast Conference. However, you had too poor of a regular season to convince me that you belong. Robert Morris, I take a look at. Robert Morris, I take a good look at. 16-2 in the conference, 26-7 overall. You take a good look at. Who did they beat? Did they beat anybody during the year? chances are probably not. So there's a chance that nobody from the Northeast Conference would make it. But I mean, that's how it goes. Win some games. Win some regular season games. Show that you can go. And this is what I don't like. Now Mount St. Mary's is going to be in the tournament. Come on, how much of a chance do they have of beating anyone? They can hardly even win in their own conference, full of nobodies. Farley Dickinson, Monmouth. I mean, come on, 2 different St. Francis schools. Long Island. I mean, they were 1 game better than Central Connecticut State. Mount St. Mary's? I mean, absolutely no business. Absolutely no business. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And here's my problem. See, and that's what I'm saying. For the most part, it wouldn't change that much. Teams that showed they deserve to go would go. But then you get these teams like Mount St. Mary's. Get them out of there. They don't need to be in the tournament. Get them out of there. They don't deserve to be. Congratulations on winning the Northeast Conference tournament. But honestly, why do they belong in the big dance? They don't. They don't. It's ludicrous. It is absolutely nuts.